The show was brought to you by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is your number one source for the best deals on sporting events, concerts, comedy shows, and a whole lot more. Go to SeatGeek.com or download the SeatGeek app and use promo code BLUESEATS for $20 off your first purchase. That's promo code BLUESEATS only at SeatGeek, the official ticketing partner of From the Blue Seats, a New York Rangers podcast. Let there be live. What's going on, Rangers fans? My name is Jimmy Fanizzi, and this is From the Blue Seats, a New York Rangers podcast presented by SeatGeek. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Make sure you follow us on Twitter and Instagram at BlueSeats94 and use the hashtag BlueSeats to interact with us on any and all topics at hand. Also, make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube and subscribe on all audio platforms, and be sure to rate us 5 stars. It would mean the world to us. It's been a little bit since I've done this series. Let's hear from the fans. If you missed episode 1 with my interview with Adam Gosling, aka Goza1887, on all social media, make sure you go check that out. I'll leave a link down below in the description section. Go watch that interview. It is worth your time, I promise you. He's probably one of the more passionate Ranger fans that I know personally. But for part 2 of my series, let's hear from the fans, because again, it's been a while since we've done it, so I figured a perfect time now. Off season's here. We got a bunch to talk about. The schedule is here. We're actually gonna go over a little bit of the Rangers' schedule today and talk about some of the biggest games to watch for this season. And besides the obvious Devils, Islanders, Flyers matchups, etc., we're not talking about that. We're talking about games that we feel personally are big, but not everybody is going to be talking about. And I mean we, because obviously, I am joined by somebody today. He's not only another very passionate Ranger fan, but he is a personal friend of mine who's been a big supporter of the show from the get-go. Please help me welcome my main man, Paul Falcone. Paul, it's been a while since we've spoken. I know we've been busy, but it's good to see you, my friend. How's everything?
Great, Jimmy. It's great to be on your podcast. And, we've been talking that I've been wanting to join your podcast for a while, and hey, I'm finally on it now. I'm excited.
Hey, you made it. You're a star somehow, right?
But I know, but you're doing a great job, buddy. I'm so proud of you.
I appreciate that, man. Thank you. But let's not waste any more time and dive straight into this. So, obviously, opening night, a couple of months away at the time of this episode. Opening night is actually an away game in Pittsburgh against the Penguins. That's October 9th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I actually kind of am looking forward to that one because, look, I understand, Pittsburgh looks a lot different, although I've heard talks. I don't know if it's official yet that Crosby got a contract extension. That's no surprise to the shock of absolutely nobody. But, again, I don't know if that contract is official yet, but the bottom line is I am looking forward to that one only because Pittsburgh tends to be 50-50 with Pittsburgh every year with the Rangers. I understand they dominate them come postseason time, but regular season can be a whole different thing. But, Paul, what are you looking forward to in that particular matchup?
Well, obviously I have to agree with you that Pittsburgh is good in the regular season, but let's just be honest, they keep choking in the playoffs now. They're not the same team as they were in 2009. 16 and 17 when they won the back-to-back cups. So it's kind of interesting with them. One of the games I'm actually looking forward to, I'm just looking at the schedule now just to familiarize myself. I'm actually curious about the Detroit game. Only like the one
Rangers October. Okay. All right. That's the one on the October 14th, correct?
That one.
Okay.
Because of many reasons. A, the whole Jacob Trouba debacle that, a lot of ex-Rangers are on that team now. Kane, Gustafson. I forget who else is now on that team. So I'm just kind of curious to see how that game's going to be, because it seems like it's a Rangers reunion in some sort of way, because some players on that team were linked to the Rangers this offseason, like Kane. And now I forget who else is on that team now. Tarasenko, I believe.
I believe so, yes. He signed a 1-year deal with them.
And we were looking at him as well this offseason, but obviously we can't do that because we're worried about the Igor extension along with Lafreniere and Miller for next offseason.
Yeah, I want to dive into more of that with you in a little bit, but anyway, please continue.
But the other game I'm also interested in, obviously, the April game, April 7th, that's going to be my favorite game of the year, as usual.
Just because it's your birthday doesn't mean it's all that great. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
But I'm curious about do you know when the trade deadline is this year? Because I'm curious about.
I have not looked at that yet. I know it's normally around like March or April, somewhere around there, but I have not looked to see when this year's is yet.
So if the game or the trade deadline is, let's say, March 2nd or 3rd, I'm curious about that game to see, only because to see what the Rangers did at the deadline. Because we don't know. I don't know what they're going to be doing this year. I don't know if they're going to be buyers or I don't want to say sellers, but
right.
You never know. Something could change, but I really believe we're going to be buyers this year. It's kind of our last hoorah before I feel like the team starts. I don't want to say fall apart, but with the contract issues, we just better hope this goes up.
I mean, especially with the supposed cap hit they're in now, I get it. I mean, look, you talk about the cap. I mean, obviously we know Trouba is eating a lot of that money, $8 million in cap space. So that's why there were rumors swirling around that he was going to supposedly be traded to Detroit. But obviously, A, that was never true. And B, to me, it sounded like the Rangers were trying to force him out of there, at least in my opinion. But I've already said my piece about the Trouba situation. Paul, you know how I feel about that behind the scenes, but I'm not going to bore my audience anymore with that. But look, here's what I think. The game that I'm looking forward to, and by the way, he mentioned April 7th before. For those who don't know, the Rangers just so happen to play the Tampa Bay Lightning on April 7th, which also happens to be his birthday. So that'll be a game to look forward to for sure. But we'll go back to April in a little bit. But obviously, I'm looking forward to the home opener against Utah. Obviously, they're a new team coming from Arizona. They still got Clayton Keller. They still got a very young core of guys. So I'm very curious to see what this Utah team is going to be, although I hope they have a name by the time the season starts, because Utah Hockey Club is, in my opinion, a little bland and boring. But even still, I am looking forward to the home opener.
Well, I gotta be honest though. I think they were doing some sort of polling on Facebook or on social media about what the name would be.
I did see that. I just don't know when that poll's ending, though.
I don't know, but I think the mass majority of people either said the Yeti, Outlaws, or Blizzard. I kind of like the Outlaws just because it's different.
Yeah, I agree.
But of course, they have to go with the Utah Hockey Club. I'm like, why? Just why?
I mean, at least it's temporary. I'll give them that. But, I mean, me personally, I've been an advocate for the Utah Blizzard, but we'll see.
Well, that's a good one, too. I do like that one. I do agree with you on that one, but I'm also a little worried about the home opener, only because I'm hearing people want to be making Trouba at public enemy number one. They want to boo him.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't do that. Be classy.
No. Look, listen.
Yeah. Sorry, as you guys could tell, I'm a big Trouba fan, and
I'm
the one that met him.
He is. And from what I've been told, Paul has said he is super nice. He's proven to be a quality human being. I get all that. But no, listen, again, I've said my piece about the whole thing, but, say what you want about his on-ice play. Last year, we know it was not great, but
don't attack his character.
Again, exactly. But again, the second you go after somebody's family, including his own wife, that's a problem. You don't do that whatsoever. Look, again, say what you want about his on-ice play, but his personal life, that is none of your business.
Exactly. And people really need to step back at that and stop trying to make him public enemy number one. Okay, he has no trade clause. Just deal with it. Like, it's unfortunate we can't move him right now, only because I'm sorry, you can't just move someone's doctor's residency that's trying to become a permanent doctor to another hospital. You can't do that.
Thank you.
You can't
Thank
do
you.
that. So to the fans that want Trouba gone, I hate to say, we're just going to have to wait till maybe next offseason when he has 1 year left.
More than likely. Maybe they'll actually try and get a deal done after next season or during the trade deadline, barring anything, miraculous. But we shall see.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, Jimmy. Do you have any other games you're looking forward to? Because there's quite a few I'm interested in. Like, I'm looking at the November 14th game. Like, that's against the Sharks. We're going to see Celebrini for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to watching that kid play. I heard he's an absolute stud. I mean, look, Barclay Goodrow's back there too, so I'm very curious to see how he's going to play against his.
Well, that's right. It's going to be a Goodrow reunion. I forgot about that.
But I'm actually looking. Going back to October real quick. I'm actually looking at the matchup on the 24th against the defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. Now, I understand that there's going to be a little bit of a Stanley Cup hangover, but make no mistake about it. This Florida team is still very, very good. I think they're going to make the playoffs again this year.
Oh, 100%.
Will they repeat as Cup champions? They have a good chance to. I don't think they will personally, but they have a good chance to. So that's a matchup the Rangers have to watch out for. That Florida team is no joke. We saw in the postseason.
Oh, I know. They proved me wrong on that one. I thought we had the belly to beat them the way we were going, but boy, I was wrong on that. But it's okay. The better team won that series.
Absolutely. No question about it.
But I'm just curious to see with some of the departures how they play, because I know they lost a couple of players. And if I'm not mistaken, is Aaron Ekblad gone on that team?
As of right now, he is still on the roster.
He is. Okay. I thought his contract expired for some reason.
I thought so too, but I haven't heard anything about that. As of right now, I'm seeing that he is still on the roster, so I'm not sure what's happening with the Ekblad thing.
Okay, so, I mean, they lost Tarasenko. I forget who else they lost, but pretty much that whole Cup team is still there. So
I think Calapozo, I think he talked about possible retirement too. I'm not sure. I mean, hey, go out a champion. More power to you. He earned the Stanley Cup. It was long, well-deserved. Go out there and ride up into the sunset. You deserve it.
Oh, 100%. Shame Joe Pavelski couldn't win one, though, because he was fantastic.
Yeah, all the best to him, too. Absolutely. But you talked about November.
Yeah.
I mean, again, obviously, besides the usual Islanders, I mean, look, granted, the Rangers do play the Islanders a bit earlier.
I'm happy about
that. November 3rd is their first matchup, which is great. But then after that, they do not play the Islanders again until February 25th. Explain that. Is there some sort of vendetta here against the Rangers Islanders? Why are they so far apart in match? It's ridiculous how far apart they are.
I have no idea. Whoever comes up the schedule is, I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything bad, but I have no idea who comes up with this schedule. I mean,
I don't know.
I mean, but if you look at it, we don't play the Devils till December.
It's still early. At least it's not like first week of March when they play the Devils. So I'll give them that much. And actually, their first matchup against the Devils is the 23rd, which is 2 days before Christmas.
You sure? Because I'm seeing.
I believe so.
I see December 2nd. Right there? I see December 2nd as the Devils.
Oh, the 2nd. Yeah, I apologize. Yes, that's the first matchup. The 2nd. My bad.
Well, I was going to say if they were doing it starting the first game of Devils before Christmas, I'm going to be like, "What's wrong with NHL right now?"
That's my bad. That's my bad.
No, you're good, buddy. There's so many games that I'm interested in seeing. Now, do you think Ottawa is going to be taking the next step? Because I'm curious with them too. Like,
I mean,
come on, let's try.
As much as I want to say yes, last season kind of proved to me that it's a bit of a wash for them. Now, did they improve? Yes, a little bit.
But I want Brady Tkachuk on our team.
Yeah, that would have been nice. But they have a little bit more to prove to me personally if they want to be at least a playoff team. I still think that they just might be in the race at the end of the season this year. But if they're serious, they have a lot to prove to me because, They absolutely, their offense was decent last year, but they had problems with their goaltending all year. Their goaltending was not good.
I feel like that's a problem with a lot of teams, to be honest with you. I mean, look, Rangers have the luxury of Igor Shesterkin again.
Yes.
Although, well, like I said, I'm a little worried about his cap hit for this upcoming offseason.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into that in a little bit. As far as the other games are concerned, you mentioned the Sharks, their first matchup at MSG, November 14th.
But the Devils, I am very interested.
Yes.
Only because you see they got a goaltender finally.
Although, well, that's where I'm going to debate you there.
Go ahead.
Because, look, Jacob Markstrom, no question he's an upgrade over what they have now. But here's the thing. You and I talked about this. Jacob Markstrom has this trajectory here where he'll have one really stellar season, and then the next year, he'll have a really bad season. Last year, he was very good with the Flames. Will we see bad Markstrom this year? I don't think so, but based on his track record, it looks like he's going to do that, but I don't think he will. I think that record ends. I think he's going to be just fine with the Devils, so that's definitely something I want to keep my eyes out for.
Because he definitely has a team in front of him that can now play defense with Pesci. Who was the other defenseman they got, the Devils, this offseason at free agency?
Oh, gosh.
There's someone else.
Neil would know better than me. He covers the Devils like there's no tomorrow. By the way, go subscribe to Devil State of Mind if you're a Devil fan out there. Fantastic podcast. But he would know better than me.
Yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue with that other defenseman. But regardless, I know they upgraded on defense. They upgraded on goalie. But like you said, we got to see if it's going to be the good Markstrom or the bad Markstrom. I'm going to be different. I'm going to say I have a feeling he's going to be the bad Markstrom.
Really? Okay.
I have a feeling because it seems to be an alternating pattern, but you know what? You could be 100% right, bud. He could be the good Markstrom again, especially with the team in front of him. But now let's also see if the Devils could stay healthy, too, because that was a big issue for them.
Yeah, help was a question mark. Oh, by the way, you're thinking of Brendan Dillon, who the Devils
Dillon, him. Thank you, bud. I just couldn't remember his name.
No, don't worry. But no, they certainly got a lot better. I definitely think the Devils are going to be a playoff team. There's no question about that this year. So definitely another matchup to keep an eye on. Do you know the beautiful thing about being a sports fan? There's only 2 days the whole year without a game. 2! With so much happening and so much action, that makes just about every day game day at DraftKings Sportsbook. It's super easy for first-timers to get started. Try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, select your team, and place your first bet. It really couldn't be any easier, any simpler. I am seeing, though, that you can bet the Florida Panthers to repeat as Stanley Cup champions at plus 900 for the 24-25 season, but that's just what I would bet on. What you would bet on is up to you. And if you want to know how simple it is, if you just place your first bet and bet $5, you get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Well, how do you do that? Just download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use our code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, or in West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Blue Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. Deposit and eligibility restrictions apply. See terms and responsible gaming resources at sportsbook.draftkings.com/hockey terms. This show is brought to you by BetterHelp. Question: what do you want to work on for the rest of 2024? The answer could be many things, whether it's spending more time with family, improving your physical health, etc. But the most important thing you should consider is your mental health. I know for me personally, therapy has helped tremendously with my mental health for the last year and a half, and I'm here to tell you that if you're struggling with your mental health, now's the time to try BetterHelp. It's completely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suitable to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. Plus, you can switch therapists at any time for no extra cost. Stop comparing and start focusing with BetterHelp, because your mental health matters. Visit betterhelp.com/THPN to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/THPN.
What about the Dallas Stars? Because I know they play in December, and I know they also play in January. January 7th.
They first played Dallas in Dallas on December 20th, which is a Friday night. You know, Dallas is no joke either. I mean, me personally, I'm just going to say right now, I have Dallas going to the final this year. I know I've been probably saying that almost every year, but it just seems like Dallas is always right there, and they just can't get it done. I think this year's going to be different. I think they're going to the final this year.
Oh, I 100% agree. I mean, they were in my bracket in the final last year against the Rangers, but we all know how that turned out. But Edmonton making the surprise. But
yeah,
I think Dallas has the goaltender in Ottinger.
Yes.
I love Ottinger.
Me too.
He's right up there. I put him in the top 5 with Igor easily.
Oh, no, there's absolutely no debate on that. He absolutely belongs in the top 5 this season.
But I don't know what Dallas has done to really improve themselves. You know what I mean? It's kind of
losing Pavelski to retirement is going to be a massive blow, but I still think they have enough talent with Jason Robertson. Rope Hintz is still there. Tyler Sagan's still there. Jamie Benn is still there. So they still have the talent, but
they're getting up there in
leader like Pavelski is going to be a big blow. But I still think they have a chance to make the final. I think they will.
Oh, definitely. I mean, they definitely got younger with Pavelski retiring, but the other players are still up there. And I don't want to say 33 is old because, come on, bud, we're almost there ourselves. But
wow, okay. When did you just expose us like that? I see how it is.
I know we're still in our 20s. Don't worry.
Fair enough.
But Dallas is interesting to me just because, like you said, they're right there. They have the goaltending. They have the offensive firepower. I don't know if they need any upgrades on defense. Like, I know the Rangers kind of need a little upgrade there in that last pairing, but I mean, the last pair, let's just be honest, you expect revolving doors around that third pair.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Oh, by the way, I'm also looking in December here for their first matchup against the Chicago Blackhawks.
Oh,
I know people are going to snooze on that, but look at what the Blackhawks did this offseason. They got Teuvo Teravainen back. They got Tyler Bertuzzi. They still have Connor Bedard, who's the reigning Calder Trophy winner. Taylor Hall is still there. They got Alex
still there.
They got Alec Martinez. They got Patrick Maroon. They upgraded in goalie big time with Laurent Brossoit. This Blackhawks team, look, do I think that they're making the playoffs? No, I don't think so. I think they'll be miles better than last season. I think they'll be right there at the end of the season, but I still don't think they're making the playoffs. But they'll be far better than last season.
Oh, so you're saying they're going to just miss the playoffs?
Yes, just miss.
Just like how the Flyers just missed this past year.
Thank God they did. But
that's
just me. But
I know.
Again, I know people are going to snooze on the Blackhawks, but don't snooze on it. That's going to be it's going to be very intriguing, especially with what they did in the offseason. I'm actually looking forward to that game.
Oh, what game is the Rangers playing, or what date's
their first matchup is December 9th in New York, and then they don't play again in Chicago until January 5th.
Okay, so I see. Man, what's all these back-to-backs? I feel like there's a lot of back-to-backs again. I'm seeing it now. December 8 and 9. That's a back-to-back.
Yeah, they play Seattle, which is an afternoon game on the 8th of December, and then they come right back at it that Monday night, the 9th, against Chicago. Like, there's a lot of back-to-backs this season, I feel like.
Again,
you also look at the back-to-back on the 22nd and 23rd with Carolina and New Jersey. That's going to be intriguing before the holiday break. So we'll find out that.
Oh, I see that one. And speaking of Carolina, that's another game I'm looking forward to, the first matchup.
I agree. I mean, even though they practically lost everybody, including Jake Gensel, which is going to hurt them big time because of what he did for them in the postseason. But even still, they seem to give the Rangers fits. I'm not sleeping on Carolina this year.
Me either. Not when you have Ron Brindamore as the coach. No way.
No question. No question.
I only question their goaltending.
Mark my words. One of these years, Ron Brindamore is going to lead that team to a Stanley Cup.
Oh,
he's
easily.
going to.
Oh, 100%. I just think they need to get a goaltender, like we said earlier in the show.
Absolutely.
Need goaltending. Come on, Freddie Anderson's not reliable. I'm sorry.
I mean, look, again, we know what
he's better than me, that's for sure.
Well, look, again, we know what he went through with the blood clots and everything.
Yeah.
God bless him. I'm
happy
happy to see him back out there. But is he really that good? No, he's not, especially not in the postseason. I don't trust him.
Yeah, 100%. Now, one, I hope he's feeling better, by the way.
Oh, no, absolutely.
That's the most important thing over anyone playing hockey. Is there overall?
No question.
Totally agree with you there. But he's just your average goaltender in the NHL, from how I feel. And that's not a knock on him. He's obviously better than me because I'm no goalie. I'm no goalie either. I know neither of us are. So he's already leagues ahead of us. But when you look at him compared to some of the other goalies in the league, he's average. You just have to look. I'm not trying to be picking on him. No, not trying to be mean. I'm just trying to be realistic here. No,
I mean, hey, look, realistic's key. You can be a passionate fan, but you also have to be realistic when it comes to your own team. I agree with you there. Here's another matchup I'm looking at.
Mm-hmm.
Nashville on December 17th. That Nashville team is absolutely stacked.
They are.
Stamkos, Marchessault, Brady Shea, UC Saros is back on an 8-year extension. They got Scott Wedgwood as a solid backup option. That team has a chance to at least make the semifinals in the playoffs this season.
Oh, you're not even kidding. People are going to sleep on Nashville.
Do not sleep on that team. No way. I get it. I get it. Stamkos and Marchessault are up there in age, but they're still really good players. I mean, I would rather take them than Patrick Kane. That's just me.
Yeah, well, I think we were looking at Stammer, but I don't think we want to do more than 2 years. No way.
Yeah, I mean, look, if it was for 2 years, I would have done it.
I would have been happy.
He wanted more than 2 years. Nashville gave it to him. God bless him. Go out there and do your thing. Marchessault got 5 years. Brady Shea got 7 years. How in the world that happened, I'll never know. Hey, no knock on Brady Shea. He's not a scrub, but still, 7 years? I get he's young. Come on,
7 by 7, I believe.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of them have a full no move in that contract.
I was just going to say that.
Because, I mean, Nashville's going for it, I think, this year and next year. But let's just be honest. If they don't make it, and those contracts are going to look horrible after 2 years.
No question. Yeah, if they don't at least make the playoffs within these next 2 seasons, they're going to look really, really bad. Really bad.
They strapped themselves.
Exactly. I'm also looking at their games against Columbus. Now, I know Columbus isn't all that great, but they improved a little bit. They got Sean Monahan to reunite with Patrick Laine. They got a new head coach. So Columbus is definitely going to be a lot better this season. And it seems whenever the Rangers play in Columbus, it doesn't tend to go that great for some reason. But look, Columbus is not going to make the playoffs, but I still find that matchup intriguing. They got better offensively, at least.
Oh, they definitely did. Although I'm hearing rumor mills about Laine maybe to the Rangers. Ooh. I don't know how I feel about that, only because I think he's in that player assistance program, and I hope he's okay.
He was getting some help, which, hey, good for him. We wish him nothing but the best. But Patrick Laine would be a good offensive weapon to have. I'm not gonna deny that it wouldn't be, but
come on, we gotta finish.
I'm not sure how to feel about that one.
Jimmy, we have to finish playing musical chairs with the top line for Kreider and Zibanejad. Come on, I think we had
literally
38 players. Now we got 39. Now we got to make it to 40.
Oh, my God.
Maybe 40 will be the magic number to finally split them up. That's what I feel.
Fair enough to me. All right.
But, Jimmy, one more thing about the Columbus
game. Go ahead.
What happens if we get another game like we did the last time where it's Remember that epic crazy night at the Garden when we played Columbus, where Laffy tied it with 7 seconds left? What if we get another one like that?
You mean that horribly officiated game that we were at? Hell yeah,
Oh,
I remember.
100%. I think we're going to get another one of those this year with the Columbus.
I have a feeling you're right, and it's going to result in a shootout win, just like it did against Columbus last season.
I know, they have to stress us out every time. They always do.
They never make it easy. But anyway, let's transition really quick over to the Igor situation, because I definitely want to get your thoughts on that. You know, again, I've already said my piece about it, but I personally, I did an episode on this. If you haven't listened to it, make sure you go check it out. I personally said that I would not do a long-term extension for Igor, only because A, I'm worried about the cap, and B, I'm also worried that not only is he going to eat up all that money, as much as I love him to death. He's one of the best in the NHL, no question about it. But if you do sign him to a long-term deal, what team's he going to have? Probably the same one that's going to let him down again, and again, and again. I don't want that. It's going to be another Henrik Lundqvist situation all over again. And quite frankly, it's not going to look good. What I would do is sign him to a 2-year extension. This way, if something does happen with Jacob Trouba, barring a trade, you at least have enough to, I don't know, maybe get another defenseman. You were talking about upgrading on defense, Paul. Maybe they can help block shots. So if it were me, I would go 2 years. But what do you think?
Well, unfortunately, this is not NHL 24 where you can just trick the computer player into taking a short-term deal, like I usually do, just so you guys know.
Fair enough.
Look, I mean, from what I'm hearing from people, I besides your podcast, I listen to other podcasts as well, just to get other perspectives.
Fair enough.
From what they're saying is, they are saying, and I'm seeing this on social media too, Igor wants 14% of the cap of next year. And what that equates to, let's say the cap, I forget what the cap's going to be going up, they're saying this year. But let's just say it goes up another $7 million.
Right.
He's going to want at least 12.9 mil to start, or 13 million.
No way. No way. I'm not doing that. No way.
And he wants a full 8-year deal. And he's not taking a sweetheart deal. He already did that once.
Oh, yeah. And look, no matter how you slice it, he's going to get his money.
I know. And
look, whether we like it or not as Ranger fans, he's still going to be one of the best goals in the NHL, no matter what. Look, I'm still not a fan of giving him a long-term deal, but
me either. But you know that's not going to happen.
I just don't want to eat in so much cap space that we can't build a team around him to finally break a 30-year curse.
I know. Well, now it's 31 now, so.
Well, going on 31 if this keeps up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, anyway, go ahead, Paul.
No, you're good, but you're not wrong. I mean, if he takes up that much cap to start, and there's no way of bringing that number down, what team are we going to have in front of him?
Exactly.
But, I mean, don't forget, too, I think Panarin's contract is coming up to an end soon. So that'll free up I don't know if it's
he signed through 2027, I believe.
2027? Okay, so...
I think so. I gotta look up... let me pull that up real quick. Stand by. Continue.
Look, Igor, I love him so much. He's a great goalie. I mean, you can't deny that. Only haters will deny that. Oh, we'll say he's a terrible goalie, but that if he takes up that much, we're handicapped. And you're right; it's going to be another Lundqvist situation where we can't build a team in front of him. Because I could tell you, had we not given Lundqvist, who obviously deserved that contract in the past, had we not given him that contract, and he took a little bit of a sweetheart deal. Again, we could have maybe built a team around him.
Exactly.
Because, I mean, let's just face it, that 2014 Cup run, he was carrying the whole team all the way.
Yes, he was. And, by the way, you mentioned Panarin before.
Yeah.
I just looked up his contract. It was a 7-year contract worth $81.5 million, and he'll be a free agent after the 25-26 season.
Okay, so 2 more years of Panarin.
Yes. At least 2 more years.
We better hope Panarin gets this situation where he can start playing well in the playoffs.
But, I mean, granted, He was better in this postseason than he was in the previous year against the Devils. But even still, you're right.
Yeah, but I'm not blaming Panarin fully on this one. I'm blaming Zibanejad.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no debate there. Absolutely.
Because now so real quick, we're going to pause on the Igor thing real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
We've played the merry-go-round with the coaches. We had Quinn, David Quinn, Gallant, and now Laviolette. Same result with this core. When is it time to start blaming the players? I'm sorry.
Thank you. I literally said that after the season ended.
Oh, I know. I listened to it, and I was so proud of you for saying it. Because
look, again, you can blame the coaches. You can blame whoever all you want to for not putting a better team. I totally understand that, but the players get paid to do their job. You got to blame the players.
It's time to stop blaming the coaches now. Players have to start taking responsibility.
Thank you.
And I'm hoping this deadline we can actually get a playoff performer like a Gensel, but even though he's no longer available, obviously.
Yeah,
I don't know who's going to be available.
He got traded to Tampa and then signed a contract extension with them, so he's going to be there for a while.
Yeah, which I still think they did disrespect to Stammer, but that's just me. I'm sorry. That's just disrespect to Stammer. I mean, Gensel's great, but
100% agree.
But, I mean, they should have gotten rid of someone else then, honestly, to keep him.
Yeah.
But, anyway, back to Igor.
Yeah, go ahead.
Igor's an amazing puck handler, okay? He makes the saves when you need him, too. He keeps the team in it. He can't score, even though I'm hoping he actually does it this season.
I mean, with the way he shoots the puck, he just might within these next couple of years.
He's been close. He's just been off ever so slightly, bud. But
yes.
But we need to build a team around him. And
agreed.
I mean, look, I'm not worried about him. I'm not worried he's going to have another abysmal start to the season like he did last year and then gets better. I think he's going to be good from start to finish.
I agree.
Now, I'm going to pose a question for you, the host.
Sure.
Do you think we should lighten his workload? Like maybe have him play for maybe 40% of the games per month just to try to not tire him out?
I mean,
and have him ready to go.
With the way Jonathan Quick played last year, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I mean, now, speaking of Jonathan Quick, I want to get your thoughts on this because in the last episode I did, which again, if you haven't heard, go check it out. I had on a new Ranger podcast called Ranger Things. And
okay,
one of the hosts said, I forget who, I think it was Brendan, who said that this is going to be the worst season of Jonathan Quick's career. And we all absolutely lost it because, look, we get it. He's old. We get it. He's not the same Jonathan Quick as he once was with the Kings when he won those Stanley Cups. We totally understand that. But to sit up here and say that Jonathan Quick, when everybody thought he was done last year, completely surprised everybody. It was a great comeback story. He has a cup of coffee with Vegas, still ends up winning a Stanley Cup ring there. And to sit up here and say, I just want to know where his mind was going, where he said he's going to have the worst season of his career. Agree or disagree?
I mean, I feel like he already had his worst season of his career a couple of years ago. Like, that's where I feel. Now, is it going to be hard for him to repeat what he did this year? Oh, I definitely think it's going to be hard.
Oh yeah. No, he's not going to repeat what he did. No question.
He's not going to be playing like prime Jonathan Quick.
No,
like he did.
No.
But do I think he's going to be bad? I don't think so. I think he's going to, maybe have a little step back, but I think he's still going to steal us a couple games every now and then.
I agree.
And keep the team in it.
No, listen, with that being said, though, I would like to see them play Jonathan Quick a lot more. Only due to the fact that he just signed a 1-year extension and it might be his last kick at the can. Who knows? But I would like to see him play more. Maybe if Igor gets... Look, a goalie gets hot when you play him a lot. I get that. But, if you want to help improve his game, maybe it might be best to cut back his load. Not by much. But like you said, maybe about like 40-something% of his games or something like that. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Plus, you want to give the backup as many games as possible. So I would say it's going to be 50-50 between Igor and Quick this season.
I really hope they find a way to reduce the workload for Igor. I really do, because the way we rely on him too much in game and everything, we can't be doing this anymore. We can't tire the goalie out. Because I'll be honest, we shouldn't have won a single game in that Florida series. We should not.
Igor. Well, besides the Goodrow overtime goal in Game 2, Igor literally stole those games.
Oh, 100%.
Stole them.
I mean, what was he facing? 110 shot attempts in that double overtime game. That's unacceptable.
And yet they still won.
But that's unacceptable.
It is. I agree.
So I don't want us to tire out our goalie, because I'm not gonna lie, I bet that Igor was gassed at that point. He was. No way. Question. So I'm just hoping we reduce his workload and we actually have to go all in this year. This is the last kick of the can, I think, before we have to start making tough decisions with contracts and stuff. We have to.
100% agree. 100% agree with you. But Paul, this was such a blast, my man. Thank you so much for being a part of this. You're welcome back on anytime. I've said it before, you're definitely one of the more passionate Ranger fans that I know personally, and I know how supportive you've been of my show ever since it first started. And I just want to personally thank you for not only being a great Ranger fan, but also a great friend to me over the years. I love you like a brother, and I can't wait to do this with you again very, very soon, especially when the season starts, which is coming up very, very soon. But thank you very much, my man, and you're welcome back anytime.
Thank you so much for having me on, Jimmy. I'm so happy I was able to finally come on and talk Rangers hockey with you. It's been so much fun,
my man.
And I'm always supporting you, bud. You're doing such a great job at this podcast. I'm so proud of you.
I really appreciate that. He is Paul Falcone, another big Ranger fan, a part of our series. Let's hear from the fans. Part 3, hopefully coming very soon. That is going to do it for us. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this content, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe on YouTube and hit that bell so you're notified of every single episode. Also subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all audio platforms. And be sure to rate us 5 stars. It would mean the world to us. And one more reminder, we are sponsored by SeatGeek. SeatGeek is your #1 source for the best deals on sporting events, concerts, comedy shows, and more. Go to SeatGeek.com or download SeatGeek app and use promo code BLUESEATS, all one word, BLUESEATS, for $20 off your first purchase. Let us know what you think of what we discussed on all social media, Twitter and Instagram at BlueSeats94. Use hashtag BlueSeats and follow us there as well. And you can also leave a comment down below if you're watching on YouTube. Alongside Paul Falcone, my name is Jimmy. This is From the Blue Seats, a New York Rangers podcast. Go Blue Shirts, and we'll catch you next time.
Let's go Rangers!